So, Thero Saranai, good morning. Subodhay Sanak. So let's start with the Namaskar. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay, so we'll be starting with some meditation instructions. Basically, what we'll be trying today is a technique from my teacher, Bhante Vimalramsi. And it's based on the 4 Brahma Viharas, 4 measurables. And we basically use the vehicle of loving kindness, metta, maitri, in combination with something that we call the 6 R's. And that's basically what we do when the mind gets distracted. That was my teacher's approach to letting go of distractions and using right effort properly. And so as we start the meditation, I'll be starting with some meditation instructions, and then later we'll do a guided meditation all together. Maybe have a small break in between. And so when we start, we want to start by remembering the feeling of loving kindness. So in this particular way, we start with ourselves. So we start with maybe remembering a happy memory, a place in nature that you love, that you have a good memory about, feeling love for all living beings. Maybe it's someone that you feel at ease, you feel that connection with. But mainly wishing and feeling that loving kindness inside your own heart for yourself. So you can start with using sentences also, like, may I be happy, may I be peaceful and calm. And then as you go along, as time goes by, then the feeling might start to well up a little bit more, a little bit more. And after maybe 10, 15 minutes, then you take a spiritual friend. A spiritual friend is also known as a Kalyana Mitta. And you can choose someone for who it's easy for you to feel that loving kindness, that connection. And so for some people, it's perhaps their best friend, or somebody they look up to, like a teacher, somebody that maybe someone in the sangha, maybe someone at their workplace that they really feel a good connection. And we'll work with that spiritual friend for quite some time. So it's good to take someone that is easy, that is not, there's not a lot of problems underlying or anything. Just someone that is simple, that is just uplifting. And also someone that is not arousing any kind of physical attraction. So that's not exactly what we want to look for. And then once we stay with the spiritual friend for some time, we can also wish them well, wish them happiness, basically placing them in your heart, surrounding them with your love, and wishing them well. And again, we can use sentences like, may you be happy, may you be peaceful and calm, truly wishing them well. And the most important part is to feel that loving kindness. The sentences should not be dry, like a mantra, kind of repeated over and over. It has to be felt. It has to be meaningful. So that's how it's really going to work. And as we go along, then the mind will become distracted. So to feel the metta is one thing, feel the loving kindness is good. And as we float on that loving kindness, then at some point the mind will go somewhere. It will start thinking about something or something else, what happened yesterday, what is to come. So that's completely normal. And the way that we teach how to handle the mind that is distracted is by a technique we use, we call the 6 R's. And the 6 R's is just a mnemonic tool. It's just a useful tool to remember how to let go, basically. How to properly kind of let go of a distraction. And so first we recognize, that's the first R. We recognize, oh, I was meditating and the mind is gone. Now we recognize the mind is not with the loving kindness anymore. So that's a bit the first step. There's more to say about that, but maybe I'll speak a bit later about all the steps in detail. And then we release. So what happens is that the mind, when it becomes distracted, is that it's holding on to something. And so we actually, release is mental. We stop feeding our attention to the distraction. So whether it's like a vacation you're planning or something, work that has to be done tomorrow, is to release that idea, let it be there on its own, not being involved with it anymore. And the third R is to relax. So relax is more like a physical step. Every time the mind gets distracted, there is tension in the body also, and most specifically in the head here and the neck. And gradually, slowly, we will train to see that. See how when the mind is distracted, there is that tension also, a little bit of tension. And so we just relax. Sehelu karanoa. And this is, my teacher would say, this is the most important part. And this is taken from the Nikayas in the Pasambhayang Kaya Sankara. We really relax that tension in the body. And when we do that, you'll notice that the mind also opens up. When we relax the body, the mind also relaxes. And so it's very, very important and very special part of the meditation. The mind and the body come together, so we need to cultivate more awareness of that as we go on. And then another important step, the fourth R, is to re-smile. And so my teacher would put very big emphasis on this. We need to re-smile because as the Buddha pointed out, in so many discourses, so many teachings. The mind needs to be uplifted. It needs to be rejoicing. It needs that piti, priti. So as we re-smile, then the mind becomes sharp again. It becomes present. The things that we do in life that we enjoy doing, those are the things that we're actually very present. We do good. We do best in. Like the grades we have in school that we do best, the subjects that we do best is the subjects that we like because we enjoy doing them. We're aware. We're doing them with mindfulness. And so we relax and then re-smile. Then the body is calm, the mind is uplifted and it's present. And then we are in a very good state to go back to loving kindness. So return to loving kindness. And from there, we go back with a mind that is very clear, that is purified, that has let go of the tanha, of the craving. And with that mind, we go back to the loving kindness. And so we're actually going back with a wholesome mind. Because if we were to just force our mind to go back to loving kindness, then there would be some tension that would accumulate. And we actually need to let go and relax. So now here the goal is not to do this over and over again, but to do it whenever the mind is distracted. So the goal is to stay with the loving kindness for as long as we can. And then at some point when we notice the mind is gone, then we apply the 6 R's, only then. So that's the 6th R, in fact. So that's to repeat. To repeat whenever needed. So ideally, we are with the loving kindness. And as we do this in a sustained way all the time, then mind will become distracted. And that's only when we use the 6 R's. So we recognize, release, relax, re-smile, return, repeat. And so those are the 6 R's that we use when the mind gets distracted. So recognize, release, relax the body, re-smile, return to loving kindness, and repeat. So these are quite simple meditation instructions. This is a very happy meditation. This is a smiling meditation. The more we smile, the more we enjoy the loving kindness, the more we enjoy that meditation, the better it will be. The better the mind will become collected. And the more this feeling of metta will follow us. Because it's very easy to feel metta when we feel happy ourselves. So in this way, now the retreat program today is a bit special. It's a short program, 1-day program. So I encourage everybody to, whether here or online at their home, to develop a continual practice throughout the day. So to remain with loving kindness with everything that we do. Remain with the smile and the loving kindness with everything that happens today. And we will be doing a little guided meditation together just after this. But in between talks and in between meditations, for example, going for walking meditation outside or inside, always remaining with loving kindness and a light smile, Buddha smile, like my teacher would say. And another topic that is good to know is maybe a little bit more about walking meditation. So in between the talks and the meditations, there should be some walking meditation in between. So just to help with walking meditation helps a lot with bodily pain, especially in the legs. So it's very important. And to practice maybe every time we sit for half an hour or an hour, maybe walking for 20 minutes to half an hour, also walking meditation. And this will really help us keep the momentum going. So what we do here in Pali is called bhavana. So bhavana is mental development. We are cultivating wholesome mental states that are purified, that have a lot of punya in them, that are uplifted. And in sitting meditation, it's we go deeper. We can actually calm the mind more. But this can be done all the time. So it's not only in sitting meditation. Bhavana is all the time. It's actually a training of the mind. So I invite everybody today to move towards that intention of the mind to develop wholesome qualities, to develop the loving kindness, the smiling, the letting go, the relaxing also throughout the whole day in everything that we're doing. So also even in eating, even in walking, even in doing whatever you need to do. Just remaining constantly with that loving kindness, with that metta. And so as we take walking meditation breaks, what to keep in mind is quite simple. So it's good to have maybe a lowered gaze, not necessarily forcing anything, but just resting the eyes, not trying to get involved in the senses too much. It's good to just be neutral with all the sensory experiences, just letting go, relaxing. You can enjoy whatever surroundings are there. For example, here there's a beautiful forest, there's birds singing, and it's beautiful atmosphere, really conducive setting for meditation. And it's not about blocking these things out, but just resting the mind in the loving kindness. So as we walking, just being aware that we are walking step by step, but not necessarily forcing anything, just resting the mind in the loving kindness. That's the most important. And walking with love, walking with loving kindness, each step. So that's the most important. You can find a place where there's a long enough strip of land or a floor that you can go back and forth and maintain the loving kindness in your heart. Rest your mind in that loving kindness. And then simply pay enough attention to where you're walking, just to not trip on anything. But other than that, that's completely fine. And so that's about the instructions for how to get started. And maybe we can take 5-minute break or something like that, or we can go right into guided meditation, depending on how people feel. But maybe I'll, yeah. Should we go right into the guided meditation? Okay, good. Great. Okay, so taking a comfortable position, we'll be doing this for maybe an hour. Is it okay for you? Or 45 minutes? Good. Okay, so at 35? Okay. Okay, good. Wonderful. Okay, so taking a comfortable position and closing your eyes. You can sit in a cushion on the floor or in a chair. It doesn't really matter. Um, what is helpful is that your back uh, is straight or somewhat straight, and take a few moments to just relax. Taking a deep breath. And notice how good that feels just to close your eyes, let go of all the senses, and to relax your body. Notice the relief and smile. The light smile, the Buddha smile. Allowing any tension in your body to just slowly dissolve. If you notice any tensed areas, maybe around your neck, your back, maybe your shoulders, just allowing that tension to calm down, to soften. And notice the space that is created when that tension is gone. And feel the relief. Taking a few moments to feel the ground beneath you, or the chair, whatever is supporting you, just welcoming you here and now. And whenever you feel ready, whenever you feel like you're relaxed, you can remember the feeling of loving kindness in your heart. The feeling of loving kindness is a tangible, physical sensation in your body, especially in your chest. It is that warm, radiant, glowing sensation. Perhaps even tingling lightly, that you feel in the center of your chest. Perhaps you can also feel it in your spine a little bit. That tender warmth that you feel when maybe you spend time with a child or your kids, or perhaps when you hold a puppy or a kitten. And slowly getting familiar with this beautiful feeling in your heart. Slowly, slowly. You can use sentences like, may I be happy. May I be peaceful and calm. May I be able to experience loving kindness for myself. And when the feeling of love blooms inside your heart, just smile. allowing your mind to just rest and your body to relax into that feeling of metta, of loving kindness. And slowly relaxing, letting go more into that feeling of love. Wishing yourself peace, happiness. And slowly noticing the feeling of loving kindness growing, slowly taking roots. Allowing the warm glow of loving kindness to suffuse your whole body from the center of your chest to the top of your skin and the marrow in your bones. And as the feeling starts to be more present, more tangible, now you can remember a spiritual friend, someone that you look up to for their beautiful qualities of heart and mind. Maybe it is a friend, maybe a teacher, perhaps someone in your family like an auntie or kind uncle. Remembering to choose someone simple, with no big problems or intricate relationships. Just someone you feel loving kindness for easily. And take that spiritual friend, that Kalyana Mitta, and place them in your heart. Surround them with your love. And wish for their happiness. May you be happy. May you have everything that you need in life. May you always be loved and protected. And sincerely wish them well. Feel loving kindness in your heart for them. You might find some tingling in your spine or sensation of warmth in your hands also spreading. It's very good. And remember to smile. Smile at your spiritual friend also. You might notice that the mind becomes distracted sometimes, and that's completely normal. Just remember the right way of coming back to loving kindness is to first recognize and release, let go of that distraction, stop feeding it your awareness, and relax the tension that came with that distraction. Relax that tension in your body. Re-smile, uplift your mind again, and then return or rest back into loving kindness. Like this, developing a mind that is letting go, that is relaxing, instead of clinging. Relaxing back into loving kindness. And as we do so, we notice the room, the space that is created by relaxing, letting go. The room that is created for loving kindness to grow. We allow that loving kindness to fill the space naturally. Remembering that the feeling of loving kindness is what matters most. And if you can't just feel it without necessarily thinking of a spiritual friend or anything else, then that's even better. So allow yourself to just rest your mind in that feeling of loving kindness. Allowing the feeling to be open, to be soft. Be felt in your body. And if it becomes a little less tangible, then you can remember your spiritual friend again, seeing them beaming with happiness, and wish them well again. May you be happy. May you be able to feel loving kindness, love in your life. And smile. Enjoy. The more you enjoy this meditation, the better it will be. Remember to always use the 6 R's when your mind gets distracted. Remember to release and relax. Not simply to come back, to jerk back the awareness to loving kindness, but to relax, let go. Notice how good it feels to release the tension, feel the relief, smile again, and come back to loving kindness. and carrying this beautiful feeling of loving kindness in everything that you do today, in all your activities. Slowly you can allow yourself to come back to your senses, slowly opening up your eyes, and allowing yourself to stay and rest in that feeling of loving kindness while you're walking meditation, while you're maybe preparing food or eating. And as we go for our break, lunch break, then I think I will see you later this afternoon at 1-ish. So have a good time nurturing that loving kindness and using the 6 R's, letting go, relaxing. And I will see you this afternoon. Session with um, questions and answers. So I explained a little bit the practice this morning. So maybe I like to give some room for people to ask questions if there's something that they've experienced during the morning, or something they'd like to talk about. And then after that, maybe I'll explain a few little things about how to practice, make sure that we're practicing properly a little bit more. And then we'll do another guided meditation together. And so on this, I think I would welcome any questions that people have, so on this, probably on the meditation itself, if there is some people, and I think the people online can maybe write on the chat, I think. So maybe Chanaka can let me know.
Could you please explain again?
Yes.
The meditation that you were telling me.
Yes.
How is it different and what exactly am I supposed to do?
Yes.
In that meditation?
Yes. So as I was explaining, this meditation that I'm explaining here is not about placing or putting our mind into an object of meditation, which is very common. And there are many kinds of meditations out there, but this is not a object-based meditation. This is a meditation that is about cultivating states of the mind and heart that are extremely wholesome and purified, like loving kindness, compassion, joy, and then equanimity. These are called the Dhamma Viharas in the teaching of the Buddha. And we start with loving kindness. We start with metta. And metta is very, very powerful. It has it's so intimately close to our how to say, our experience of happiness in life. Like every time we get hurt in life, usually the first thing that we notice is like we have a hard time feeling love for ourselves or for others, because these things are very, very closely tied together. Everybody in the world wants to be loved. Nobody doesn't want to be loved. Everybody wants to be able to love and to feel love. It's so essential to our, state of being in happiness. And when we work with metta, with loving kindness, what happens is that it's very powerful. And so anything that is in between us and that emotion, at one point or another, will come up, will have to be seen. So we'll have to deal with our emotions, deal with whatever we've kept inside. So often people will experience, some blockages, like won't be able to experience metta at all. And so, for a long time they'll be able to, and then at some point it will cut, like something is shut off. And this usually is because there is something that is happening, something that is not that wasn't properly managed. Like somebody hurt us, for example, and we've kept it, we've held a grudge, for example. And what we do is we keep these things and we lock them up. We lock them inside and we don't look at them, and we just, okay, that's done. But the thing is that these things, we actually carry them when we do that. So if we don't let them go and actually purify them and really dissolve them, then we just carry them with us. So that's why we really like to start with loving kindness, is that it will really bring us further into letting go and into really seeing everything that is happening inside. So the way that this works, the way that this meditation works, is that we want to lightly, just naturally feel loving kindness. Either we start with ourselves. We can remember a time when we were happy, a time when maybe we were playing with children, or usually that's when the feeling happens for a lot of people, is thinking of like playing with children or younger people, and maybe sometimes a place in nature, maybe a success that you've had lately, a beautiful thing that you've done, like someone that you helped. And the feeling of metta is that warm kind of radiance inside your heart, and you can feel it. It's sometimes it's tingly a little bit, and we really put a lot of emphasis on that feeling, that sensation. Because another thing that happens is that sometimes this is being taught as only repeating words, like may all beings be happy in this direction, all the devas, all the things, and this is good. But the thing is, sometimes it puts more emphasis on the words than on the feeling. So this is not something we want to do. For us, is really about, it's a feeling-based meditation. So we really want to develop that ability to feel loving kindness. And it starts like it's like planting a seed. It starts and it's small and it needs a lot of nurturing. We have to put a lot of water on the seed, and it's a very slow process, especially at the beginning. It's very subtle. And then it starts to germinate. And then once it starts to germinate and then takes roots, and then it becomes more stable, it becomes more mature as it grows. And it will stay with us a lot easier too. So once we start to do this practice, it stays with us throughout life. Like I was explaining earlier, it's hard to wash the dishes, for example, when you try to look at your breath, because you're either looking at your breath or you're looking at the dishes, right? So, and I'm not saying anything about any other meditation practice, but this is just what I've noticed in my own practice. And in fact, you can wash dishes with loving kindness very easily. You can do everything with loving kindness very easily. So this meditation is very easy to carry with you in day-to-day life. As I was explaining earlier, we call this bhavana, and bhavana means wholesome mental development. It doesn't just mean sitting meditation. Bhavana is to generate, is to produce wholesome states. And so this is mainly what we do. And the mind at some point becomes collected through these wholesome states. Because it's the nature of these wholesome states to be calm, to be peaceful. If we look at the other side of mental states, like anger, how does anger feel? Does it feel calm? Does it feel still? Is anger still?
Sometimes it feels good.
Yeah, sometimes it feels good, yes. The Buddha called it the sweet sting with the poison roots. When we retaliate, sometimes it's, oh yes, I said it. I was like right on fire. But these things actually in the long run, they're never gonna help us. Like the sweet satisfaction of momentarily like retaliating to someone, like saying something that just like was just good on the spot, but in the end it's actually destroying our relationship with that person, with the people around us. And so we have to be careful. It's sometimes it feels good, but actually it's not a wise place to seek our happiness, because then if we double down on it, then it brings us further and further into a path that is not going to bring us anything good. But one of the things that I like to bring attention to is how these states are not, they're very unsettled, aren't they? We kind of like, we just react, basically, right? We react into anger. We react into jealousy. We react into anxiety, for example. It's like these unconscious reflex that is like this. Whereas loving kindness is it's different. It's a different state. Compassion is a very different state. It's a welcoming state. It's like the mother caring for her child. When you have a child, that child needs all of your awareness, right? Because they don't have it. You need to be awareness for them, because they don't know. They're gonna do something, they're gonna hurt themselves. They just don't know, they don't have that notion yet. And so a mother or a father has to have loving kindness or love for their children. Like biologically, we wouldn't survive otherwise, and loving kindness comes with awareness. Compassion comes with awareness, because it's a state imbued with that presence of mind. Because otherwise we just wouldn't survive as a species, for one thing. But also I think it's one of the most beautiful gifts of being humans, is that capacity of loving and presence. And so the Buddha said that these two kinds of states, like the akusala and the kusala, the wholesome and the unwholesome states, they are completely different, opposite in qualities. So anger, jealousy, hatred, they're all agitated. It's all like the Buddha would say, it's like water boiling, or it's like water that is tainted, like it's muddy waters you can't see through. And it's like, when you're anxious, it's a reaction, it's reactionary, it's unsettled. So the mind is not clear. The mind is not clear at that point. Anger, the mind is not clear. We're not actually taking a good decision, when we're angry or when we're anxious. It's impeding us to think clearly. Whereas when we're compassionate, loving, and kind, we're calm. We're a lot more calm. Or when we're rejoicing, and I don't mean like losing our minds over like excitement. Excitement is not what I mean, but like just this mudita, this sympathetic joy, rejoicing in somebody else's happiness. And in these states, we're calm, we're at peace. And the Buddha understood the difference between these two kinds of states. And what he crafted was, what he understood was that these states need to be developed. These wholesome states need to be developed, and these unwholesome ones need to be let go of. So we start with the loving kindness, and we feel that for ourselves. We can even wish ourselves happiness. May I be happy. And then the sentence doesn't really matter, is the feeling. The feeling really matters. That's it. And then after 10 minutes, 15 minutes, when it starts to get going a little bit more, there's a few ways to do this, but we usually encourage people to find a spiritual friend, kalyana mitta, first. And then that person is just somebody that you feel a natural loving kindness for. It's easy. It's not complicated. There's no big story or problems underneath, or just keeping it simple is better. It can be anyone, but just, someone that's easy. And somebody not making sure that there's no like a physical attraction. That's also not what we want. But other than that, it can be anyone, just easy enough. And then you can see your spiritual friend, put them in your heart, surround them with your love, and see them smile and wish them well, and cultivate that. That's usually a little bit helpful for people to have something to kind of picture. Yes.
Can that be a toddler or a child?
Yes.
Because it's very easy to develop.
Yes.
That loving kindness towards a child.
Yes. Yes.
So you can still have them in the heart and practice.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. No problem. And so as this keeps going, well, for one thing, we'll notice that the mind calms down quite a bit, just doing the metta like this. But at some point, the mind will start being distracted. It will go. It's unmistakable. It will happen. So at some point, you'll be meditating with your spiritual friend, and the next moment, you'll be thinking about whatever happened at your work, or whatever happened at your family with this person or that person, or in the past or in the future. And so whenever you notice that the mind is gone, it's distracted, we use what we call the 6 R's. And so this is just a mnemonic device. It's just a mnemonic tool to remember what to do with right effort. So that is, I explained them this morning, but I'll say them again. To recognize, first you will recognize that the mind is gone. Then you release that. Release is more mental. It's more like you stop feeding your attention to that distraction. So if you were thinking about like your next camping trip or whatever it is, family vacation, then you just notice, oh yeah, I was meditating. I'm just, okay, gently just removing your attention from that. That's it. Then the third step is to relax, the 3rd R. Every time the mind gets distracted, there's tension. There will be tension in your body. And that's actually what the Buddha called awareness of the body. And this is what we slowly start to cultivate that. Awareness of the body and the mind are very, very close together, nama rupa. And these two are inseparable. And when we are aware of the body, this craving or this little bit of tanha in the mind that wants to go towards things, it always comes with a little bit of tension. And the body is very helpful because it tells us right away. It goes like, it clings. Because the mind believes the story, and then it starts to attach an identity and it's projecting, and then it becomes tensed. It becomes like a little bit of tension. So the third step is to really go to the body and relax. Very, very important. In the Anapanasati Sutta, this is pasambayang kaya sankaram. So this is tranquilizing the bodily tension or formations, what the Buddha said. And like this, we have a complete letting go process. Because if we just keep it in the mind, I'll just let go, and we don't go through the body, actually, we still hold a little bit. We still have that residual tension. And so to really let it go completely, we go through the body and relax. Just relax purposefully. Then the fourth step, which my teacher was very adamant on, is to re-smile. So, hinawenna. Newatat. So to re-smile, because when the mind is distracted, it starts to take something very seriously. And it identifies with a story, and it makes a big scheme, and it becomes very serious. And that mind is actually low. It's actually heavy. It's becoming very heavy. But when you let go, release, relax, and you re-smile, there's that piti, that piti sukha that we're trying to cultivate. And then it uplifts the mind and it makes it very clear, very sharp. It's like the best grades that you had in school were the subjects that you liked, right? Because it's effortless, it's easy. You just like doing it. Well, it's the same thing. The mind works like that. If you like the meditation, if you're happy with the meditation, it's not a chore. It's easy, actually. So we really try to develop that skillful chitta, that skillful mind. And so when we release, relax, re-smile, the mind is very, very pure. It's in a very good state at that point. And then we're ready to return to metta. With that mind that has let go, that has become uplifted again, metta is langai, very close. So we use that, and then it reinforces the metta. If we were to skip entirely the release and relax, then a little bit of tension would accumulate every time. And people tend to compensate by putting more strength in the metta. But the problem with that is that it has a limit. And at some point, people become very, the metta is very strong, and then at some point, it just completely stops, and then it can go further. But when we release and relax, we actually understand the proper way. Because it's not just about forcing the metta, it's about getting out of the way. It's about making room for the metta. When we let go of all the distractions, there's a lot of room. And the metta naturally will fill it. So we don't need to force any of this. So in a nutshell, that's what we do. Start with the metta. Every time the mind gets distracted, we use the 6 R's. So that is many bits of the Buddha's teaching. This is the awareness of the body. It's also a little bit anapanasati, how the Buddha taught to calm the body, to uplift the mind also with piti. And so this is our practice. Is there any questions in the chat? Okay, good. Okay.
It's very easy to have that metta when we are talking with children.
Yes.
And I feel very good about it.
Yes.
But then when I start talking to the parents, all the past interactions come to the fore. And then the thought comes into my mind that why do I deal with that set of people? Why don't I just move away? Because then I won't have those negative that seems to come out from within me when I'm interacting with them.
Yes.
This to me means not only pulling away from the adults, but from the children as well.
Yes.
And I know the children don't mind. But I feel that's not right. So what do I do? Do I put up with the parents because I have to deal with the children, which I like? Or do I completely withdraw and get into, like you said, Kalyan Mitra, 5 people who you get along with?
Yes. Are you speaking in like in the meditation context, like if you were to
in life
context? Okay, okay. So you work with children or
no? I'm sort of retired. Talking about the children.
Yes. Okay, okay, yes.
I have worked with the children in the past for 9 years, and I think I was extremely happy.
Yes.
Playing with the children.
Yes.
People used to be surprised that this guy is, happy talking to the children. Because when you're dealing with the children and talking to them, there is no politics, it's pure joy.
Yes, yes, exactly.
You feel that they need you, and you're always happy to do whatever you want to do.
Yes.
So that is where it happens automatically. If I'm the children, 3, 4, 5 year old,
yes,
because they're so innocent.
Yes.
But it is their parents who are
yes, yes,
the issue for them.
yes, yes, of course. Yeah. I would say it depends on the situation, of course. But sometimes there's ways like if you feel like your relationship with the children is more important, maybe it's better to just, not put so much emphasis on the relationship with the parents. So you can just say that all you're doing is to just being with the children. And whenever the parents come, that's their thing, you don't take it on. It's okay. But you can still have that connection with the children. Yes. Wonderful. Okay. So should we move into more like a guided meditation a little bit, and then okay, good. What time are we at? Okay, great. Okay, so maybe half an hour, 40 minutes guided meditation, and then is that okay? Good. Okay. Please have some cushions, and like the floor will hurt your yes, your ankles, and yeah, please be comfortable. There's bigger pads there. Yes, yes. It's cold a little bit, so sometimes it's painful. So once again, we'll go through the same process, and then we'll try to generate that metta, work with the 6 R's a little bit. So you can gently close your eyes, take a comfortable position. Make sure that you feel at ease, you feel comfortable. Take a deep breath. Allowing yourself a few minutes to just wind down, just relax. Allow whatever was in your mind to just flow by, to just pass away. Notice if you feel any tension in your body, maybe in your shoulders, your neck, maybe your arms or your abdomen. See if you can loosen up that tightness, dissolve a bit of tension, relax. allowing yourself to feel your whole body and to relax your whole body. And notice how good it feels to just let go, relaxing the senses, not being engaged in the sense faculties, and relaxing the body. Notice the relief and smile. A light smile, a Buddha smile, like my teacher would say. Smile of equanimity, contentment. As you continue relaxing any part of your body that feels tensed or crystallized. And really sinking into your posture, your cushion, feeling welcome, feeling gravity welcoming you to the floor. Whenever you feel settled, whenever you feel like your mind is a little calmer, remember the feeling of love, loving kindness in your heart. The feeling of love is a tangible, physical experience, a sensation. Most people feel as warm kind of radiance, glowing warmth in the heart, in the center of your chest. That feels light and comforting, sometimes bright, perhaps slightly tingling. It is helped along by smiling. To help the feeling, you can perhaps remember a time you were with a child or playing with children, or perhaps holding a young animal like a kitten or a puppy, looking into their innocent eyes, feeling the warmth in your heart. So beautiful. And allowing your feeling of loving kindness to take hold, to be nurtured, to remain. You can perhaps use some sentences like, may I be happy. May I be able to feel love here and now. And allow yourself the right to feel love, feel it in your heart. So many times we try to conceal this feeling, thinking about what other people might think. But here, nobody is actually looking at you or judging you or anything. You have the full privilege to allow yourself to feel that beautiful feeling. May I be peaceful and calm. allowing the feeling of love to course through your whole body, to radiate, to be felt from the center of your chest, also to the outer layers of your skin, down to the marrow in your bones, everywhere. Whenever you feel ready, you can remember a spiritual friend, someone that is easy for you to feel loving kindness. Could be a teacher, could be a friend, could be some kind uncle or auntie, could also be a child, someone simple. Take this spiritual friend, this Kalyana Mitta, and place them in your heart. Surround them with your love. Cradling them, loving kindness. Sincerely wishing them well. May you also be happy. May you have everything always. Allowing yourself to always relax into that feeling, to rest into that feeling. Whenever your mind is distracted, just simply recognize it is gone. Release your attention from that distraction. Let it go. Then look anywhere in your body if you feel tension, and relax. Relax that tension. Feel the relief when you relax, and then re-smile. Uplift your mind again to be present, to be clear. Perhaps seeing your friend beaming with happiness, smiling at you. You can smile back at them, feeling that loving kindness, loving glow. Always relaxing into the feeling of love and smiling, keeping the mind uplifted. Whenever you feel ready, slowly, gently opening up your eyes, welcoming your senses again with loving kindness, with loving attention, carrying this beautiful state of heart and mind that you've cultivated in everything that you do. So wherever you are today in the practice, continuing to do the meditation, sitting meditation and walking meditation, and always cultivating that state, mind of loving kindness and letting go, relaxing with the 6 hours. And this is what we do continually. So I think the next talk will be at 4, I think. I'm not sure.